Burkina Faso was not losing slowly, it was collapsing, not in headlines, but in villages. At night, fires appeared on the horizon. By morning, the soldiers were gone, bases abandoned, weapons torn, entire territories razed from the government control. Nearly half the country was slipping away. Not because the soldiers refused to fight, but because they were fighting the war they were never prepared to win. Pure equipment, slow command, and an invisible dependence on a foreign protection. For years, the French armed forces operated inside Burkina Faso. They brought helicopters, drones, intelligence, but the attacks didn't stop, they multiplied. And deep inside the army, belief began to spread. We are fighting someone else's war, and we are losing it. Then, in September 2022, everything changed. A 34-year-old captain stepped forward. Not a politician, not a general, a soldier. His name was Traoré, and they made a decision that would define the country's survival. Burkina Faso would fight alone. Traoré wasn't led in power, he was led in uncertainty. He trained as an artillery officer, deployed to the front lines. He watched the French disappear into war. He saw something most leaders never see. The moment soldiers lost faith, not in themselves, but in the system about them. Others come late, support come late, sometimes it never came. And slowly, an army stopped believing it could win. Traoré understands something dangerous. The army wasn't weak, it was abandoned. And abandonment is more deadly than any weapon. When he took power, he didn't promise comfort, he promised the transformation. In early 2023, Traoré made his first irreversible move.
Burkina Faso recently announced the end of its military cooperation with French Special Forces. Signed in 2018, the cooperation agreement allowed French troops into the country.
He expelled the French forces. Foreign troops who had operated in the country for years were ordered to leave. It shocked the world. Critics warned it was reckless, dangerous, even suicidal. Because without foreign air power, Burkina Faso would stand alone against agents like the Islamic State and Al-Qaeda. But Traoré wasn't removing protection, he was removing dependence. Because dependence creates a station, and a station loses walls. The message was clear: no one is coming. We survive by our own hands, or not at all.
Tout commence par le sport. C'est la ration quotidienne des pensionnaires du Centre national de formation des volontaires pour la défense de la patrie. 3 mois pour avoir la qualification de supplétif des forces de défense et de sécurité. La vie civile se transforme progressivement en rigueur militaire.
The army was too small, too strict, too alone. So Traoré did something radical. He turned civilians into defenders. They voted for defense of the homeland, the VDP, farmers, teachers, young men who had never held rifles before. They stepped forward, not because they were soldiers, but because there was no one else. Tens of thousands joined, then tens of thousands more. They weren't perfect. They weren't elite, but they knew their land. They knew their village. They knew what was worth protecting. The army was no longer alone. The nation itself became the defense. But belief alone doesn't stop bullets. Traoré knew this, so he began rearming. New armored vehicles rolled into military bases, heavier, stronger, built for survival. Military helicopters expanded air mobility. Cobalt drones appeared in the skies, watching, tracking, hunting. Burkina Faso also turned toward new partners, including Russia. Not out of ideology, but necessity, weapons, training, and support. For the first time in years, the army was gaining strength, not losing it. Slowly, the balance of fear began to shift. Before Traoré, the army waited, reacted, defended. Now, it has moved forward. Forward bases expanding into contested zones. Rapid intervention unit deployed deeper into hostile territory. Supply roads were reopened, not safely, not easily, but deliberately. Because war is not won by waiting, it is won by advancing. Soldiers who once expected defeat began expecting resistance, and resistance changed everything, because the most powerful weapon in war is belief. The transformation didn't happen in comfort. It happened in pressure, in uncertainty, in isolation. Burkina Faso didn't suddenly become invisible. Attacks still happen, losses still occur, but the structure is different now. More troops, more equipment, more autonomy, more resolve. The army that once waited to rescue stopped waiting and began fighting for its own survival. Ibrahim Traoré did not inherit strength. He inherited the collapse, he inherited the fear, he inherited dependence, and he made the decision few leaders ever make: to stand alone, to risk everything, to force an army to rise, or fall trying. History has not finished judging him. The war is not over, but one truth remains undeniable. Burkina Faso is no longer watching its fate, it's reshaping it, under the command of a captain who refused to surrender his country to decline. Thanks for watching. Cheers.